guys, welcome to PTN's channel. So today another episode of 1.1 Play. We are going to be looking at Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I suggest if just before you watch this, if you've not seen episode 20 of 1.1 Play, then go ahead and watch that. There should be a link to it just above now. Yeah, so just get the background story of how I started to play Third Strike. So yes, you know, if you've watched the previous episode, you'll know, okay, you know, how I got back into Street Fighter, what happened, how I got into Capcom versus SNK 2, how I started playing on arcade stick from moving over from a joypad. So effectively, what happened? I learned to play on arcade stick, and I really wanted to play Capcom versus SNK 2. But there was no competition in the arcade for that game. No one played it. The only game at the time which anyone played in the arcade was Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And in all honesty, when I first played it, I didn't actually like the game. I tried it out and I was like, this isn't Street Fighter. You can't, you know, look, you can do a sweep, but you can't combo a fireball into it. Just felt weird. And I was like, I don't like this game, but just for the point that this game was available in the arcade, and when I say competition was healthy, competition was healthy for this game. And I started playing it, and I was like, you know, I have to play this because this is the only game where I'm going to really get competition. There was also competition in Alpha 3. The circle was smaller, but it was an arcade called Casino on Tottenham Court Road, very close to Guthrie, often referred to as Good Street Arcade. But the arcade sticks in there were terrible. So a game with regular competition with a good stick was Third Strike. So I started playing it, and I was like, I don't like this game, but I kept playing it. I was like, okay, I like this game a little bit, and in the end, I ended up really liking the game, really getting into it, you know, playing all the, you know, through there I met like Chunkiest, Chef, Raju, all the kind of 3S guys, and so yeah, we ended up playing a lot. We ended up doing like ranking battles in this game. A whole tournament circuit blew up. Now I entered tournaments back then. I was never that good. I'm still not that good, as you can see from my play. But you know, there was a lot of fun. I made a lot of good friends from it. You know, Harmonized, Wax, Hatim, you know, all the guys. Yeah, so this is how Third Strike. This is how Third Strike kind of, yeah, grew on me. And it was a very good game, you know, once you kind of get used to it. I mean, it's a very popular game. It's probably one of the most popular Street Fighter games, you know, with the exception of like the latest ones like Street Fighter 5. If you go into Fightcade, the most popular games are like Street Fighter 5, on Fightcade, sorry, forgive me, not Street Fighter 5. It's like King of Fighters, then I think it's King of Fighters 98, then after 98 it might be like 2002, but then Third Strike is definitely in the top 3. So we used to play this game a lot in the Trocadero. That's where the competition was. Good Street did get it eventually. You know, big thanks out to Chunkiest for kind of arranging that and getting everyone to chip in for sticks, from what I remember correctly. I think Golden Gunman was a player at the time that might have donated his arcade board to it. So there was a very good community for Third Strike. So, you know, communities are what kind of make games, because you can have the best game you want, but if no one plays it, what are you going to do? I mean, obviously now you've got the online, which at the time of me playing Third Strike, like online fighters were really they just began. Yeah, so yeah, you didn't have, you know, local competition is where it was, and you didn't even have emulation to that level. We were playing this at home on the PlayStation 2, which wasn't really, you know, the best conversion. It was good. It was good. It was very good, but it wasn't that arcade quality, and emulation started coming into it a little bit after. Now a lot of people people say there's a big difference in emulation. I personally don't notice a difference between the arcade and a good emulator, for example. I do on some other stuff like Super Turbo, but for Third Strike, I don't know. I'm sure there's differences. I'm sure people will disagree, and I'm sure there are. I'm just saying I don't notice them. Some people have sharper reactions, so they can notice stuff. Like I've got a friend who literally can tell if a game's out by half a frame, and it affects your timing. But you know, if you guys do like playing fighters online, then do check out FightK2. Just Google FightK2. It's a whole like matchmaking interface. It's got all your retro games in here. You can play Third Strike online, and most of all, the guys don't charge for anything. It's free. You know, strongly recommend that you join their Patreon if you're making a lot of use of it. You know, just to support the team. But that is just it does get you some perks, but it is just optional. It's not. It's not compulsory to get that. Sorry, I can never talk that good when playing fighting games. Even I'm only playing CPU, and I don't really think the CPU is particularly hard in this game. Let's see, until we get to the end, I'll probably get beat by Gil. I've only ever completed this game once, and that's when I first got this for the Dreamcast. I was like, okay, it's a Street Fighter game, I have to play it and complete it. And I played it, and I think I used Ken. I used to use Ken a lot back in the day, sometimes Ryu, but you know, back when Street Fighter 2 came out, most people chose either Ken or Ryu, just because, you know, you had a karate suit on. I was playing like a Street Fighter ROM hack. It was the SNK version of Street Fighter 2. I was playing that yesterday, and it's really funny because the car actually fights back. So as you're destroying the car on the bonus stage, so the cars start flying out and attacking you. And, I actually lost to the car, which I lost to the bonus stage. Okay, can I do a Daigo parry? Nope, because she doesn't have the right super. Come on, Chun-Li, you should pick the correct super at least. Yeah, so the UK I would say had a very, very good Third Strike scene. Very, very competitive. Had team a player called the Prince. He was kind of hosting the main ranking battles for it. You had Neo Empire tournaments. You know, Ryan Hart played this game. Ryan Hart was very, very good. Had like a ruthless Ken, but very good Yun as well. But you know, Ryan Hart's just a good player. He's pretty much good with any character at any game. Like, you know, jack of all trade, and you know, absolutely lethal. I played like Ryan Hart quite a few times in the arcade, but I can only say I don't ever remember beating him. Can we get a taunt kill? Let's get a taunt kill. Come on, Chun-Li. No. Come on, jump in. No. Okay. Yes, there was a lot of good players, and what was really interesting is playing this in the arcade. You know, you'd come across a lot of people you'd know, but you'd always get like this random guy. Now, I remember, like I said, I used to work in central London, and you kind of got to know the people that play this game, and you know who was good, who you thought you could beat, who you thought you could beat easily, who you kind of thought would beat you, and you know, beating them was like a milestone victory. But sometimes you just get a random guy that was just amazing at this game, and then you know, I remember one day I was at Chocodero, you know, on my break, well, let me pop in and play, and I remember I picked Chun-Li. Chun-Li's like my secondary character in this. Whoops. Not because Chun-Li's great or anything, just because she's very, very easy to use in this game. And I played this guy, and this guy just started parrying everything I was doing. Like literally, you know, his option selects were crazy. He was doing like a lot of stuff on reaction, and you know, even on wake up, like he was parrying. And so I ended up speaking to this guy. This guy, you know, gave himself the name Sean, man. Big shout out to you if you are watching any of these videos, man. So he was a student from Hong Kong. We became really good friends. We hung out a lot. You know, we'd go out, eat, we'd play, we'd eat. Really nice guy. And he was just arguably the best person I ever saw on this game in real life. And yeah, he was amazing. Like he would literally parry everything. Like this guy was next level. Like I would go as far as to say that in the UK he was the best player I ever saw. You know, I saw him beat Ryan Hart. But so he used to say that in Trocadero it was Versus City cabinets which were back to back. So anytime he played on a back-to-back cabinet, this guy dominated. And then I remember one day when Ryan got the better of him. Ryan got the better of him in Casino, and Schulman said to me, you know, Ryan's very good at kind of, when he's sitting next to you, kind of working you out based on how you're pressing the buttons, your noise, and kind of reading you because he can see you. But I think whenever he played Ryan blind, he got the advantage. You know, whenever he played on a Versus City cabinet, you know, I kind of said to him, look, it is what it is. You know, there's different types of cabinets. If you might have the advantage because Ryan's playing you, not the actual game. You know, he's playing the player rather than the character. So I just wanted to jump in and parry that for, you know, for viewing entertainment purposes.
Prepare to strike now.
Yeah, so this Sean, man, he was an arcade player. I think we took him to a tournament once. He never went tournaments. All he would do is play arcade, because tournaments back then, they weren't on super guns, they weren't on arcade hardware. In the UK, they were on the PlayStation 2 exclusively. And he was just not, you know, he's not one of them guys that could play with the stick in his lap. He could only play an arcade machine. That is it. You know, he came around my house a few times. You know, we'd hang out or we'd go to like different people's houses, and he could not play on console. Okay, that was a bit tough. The Oro has just been released in Street Fighter 5. I'm not really a Street Fighter 5 fan, but I think I'll have to go in and check Oro, because I did enjoy playing Oro. A big shout out to Jez El Carpito, the original UK Oro. There was another guy called Kenji actually in Trocadero that had an amazing Oro, like very, very good. It was fun to watch him play. Okay, parry training. Okay. Really glad that they put bonus stages in, you know, Street Fighter 3 or Akuma or Alex. You know, let's go Gookie. And a big shout out to Harmonaz. In my opinion, you know, the best Akuma outside of Japan. If not, then definitely Europe. I'll get a set gun against him one day on the channel. I just don't feel like getting destroyed right now, you know. So there was a time when we were playing this, my job that I used to do, we were finished at 12:30 at night. And, you know, 12:30 at night, very kind of antisocial hours. There wouldn't really be that many people around to play. Oh, I really wanted to do a parry. Ah, okay, so it's Harmonaz controlling this. So, anyway, so, yeah, so me and Harmonaz, we used to live in the same area. I mean, I'm still quite close to that area now. Harmonaz has actually moved quite far away. So what we used to do was on the weekends, you know, when I used to finish work, me and Harmonaz used to meet up. We used to go to a kebab shop, get a munch, and we used to play like Third Strike, usually till about 5-6 in the morning. And man, can that guy do some crazy demon setups? Yeah, so yeah, for me and Naz used to eat, we used to play. You know, those days are over now. Like we're going back like, you know, 15, I don't know, 15, 20 years, man. It was a long time ago. We weren't married, we had no responsibilities, or very little responsibility. You know, still living at home, all that stuff there, and those were the fun days, man. Okay, couldn't parry all of it. I really don't want to lose. Come on. Alright guys, that was the end of one play, one coin, one play. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like the content, consider subscribing, give me a like if you like, and until next time, PCN out.